Good morning. As you can see, I am already a couple hundred feet up a mountain, and that is because it is the very last day of our dry streak in January, and I am going to bag one more peak before we get rain and snow in the mountains again. Today, I am going up Amabilis Mountain, which is a really popular peak here in the Sukholi Pass area, especially in the winter, because it has relatively low avalanche danger. It's got nice groomed cross-country ski trails, and most importantly, even though it is a very unassuming mountain, it has over 2,000 feet of prominence, which puts it on a lot of peak bagging lists for Washington and actually around the country for people who like to do prominence peak bagging. So it should make an awesome view. I am doing the more direct route to the summit. There is a very long 10-mile route you can do following the old Forest Service Road. There's also a route that kind of just goes straight up this thing, which is what I have opted for because the snow is hard pack. You just go right up the side of the mountain to the summit, which will be 2,000 feet of gain and roughly 4.5 miles if all goes according to plan. I have the snowshoes just in case I need them. I don't think I will, but just in case, I'm getting on top of that mountain. I have gone on long enough. We got a lot more climbing to do. Let's get on up this mountain. Did first 600-700 feet of climbing. I connected with the first part of the road that is usually groomed for snowshoeing and cross-country skiing. It is really hard packed, and now I am gonna continue on up this slope because I am halfway done with the steepest part of this. The route is pretty much straight up the mountain until it connects with the main route about half a mile from the top. So I'm making really good progress, and it is keeping me warm. It is cloudy today, but the clouds are gonna be high enough that I get a view up there. But yeah, this has been going great so far, much faster than I thought, and the snow is in good condition for this, so just having a little break, then I'm gonna continue on up this steep slope. I just completed the second big steep part of this climb, and that was much harder than the first leg. I did another 700 feet straight up the mountain, and I started post-holing, so I put on the snowshoes, so I finally got to use the snowshoes. Very, very glad I hauled them up, because this would be extremely slow going without them. And that is where the slide alder came into play, and that was a battle. That was not fun. That did not make for fun climbing, but now I am almost done. I've got a couple hundred more feet up to go straight up the mountain, and then I will be connecting with the regular route, and that is just an easy stroll up to the summit. But check this out. The sun came out. It's beautiful. There's more moisture in the air because we're getting a warm front coming in, so there's mist. It's gorgeous with the light. So yeah, I got a couple hundred more feet just going up this slope. I think I'm just trying to get up here. And then be a nice easy walk to the summit. Looks like I'll be out there at the perfect time when I got some sun too, so hardest part is over. That's what I'm telling myself. Hopefully no more slide alder. I don't want to do more of that. Made it onto the main route, and I got about half a mile to the summit. It has finally gotten pretty cold, so I'm probably gonna have to break out the puffy once I get on the summit. And the wind that was forecast is here. Fortunately, the mountain and all the trees have been protecting me, but I have a feeling once I get on top, that is going to change. But did the hard part of the climbing. It's a nice, easy stroll up the main path to that summit. Okay, I gotta get out of the wind here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Whew. I had to do that on the summit, but I come into a little wind shelter here down by the trees to actually talk, because yeah, the moment you get out of the trees, this is a very cold wind that is just ripping right up the lake. But summit of the mountain and the view is fantastic. I don't think there's any way I'm gonna be able to like point out peaks, but I can just say the view of Mount Daniel is spectacular. The view of the lake, gorgeous. I've gotten peekaboo views of Mount Rainier. That was definitely a hard-earned summit, and I am gonna head back down to get back into the trees for a snack spot because I can't stay up here. It is too cold and too windy to chill, but whew, got the summit. Amazing, amazing. They get cold, so started moving back down the mountain, and this is probably going to be a very quick descent because I'm going to be going back down the way I came up, and I think I can just plunge step down the entire mountain. I'll see if I have to put my snowshoes back on. I hope not, but not going to be a ton of footage of me doing that. So I'm doing this half mile back to my route and then running down the mountain because Yeah, all this wind and these clouds are bringing in a storm system that is ending our dry streak here in January. So it's coming. Getting off the mountain quickly. So see you back down at the car. Well, that was Amabilis Mountain the steep way. That was really fun, and I am very grateful I got to get in another cool summit before the weather turns again. Today is marking the end of our dry streak here in January. We're getting rain and snow tomorrow, so everything's about to change in the mountains. I guess I'll talk about the route a little bit. This is the direct route, and there's nothing too tricky about it. It's just steep at a 20 to 40 degree grade, and the slide alder in the middle, that is the part that did not care for. And so I'm not sure I would recommend that route to most people. If you want more of a workout and to not deal with the very long route that goes up this mountain, because like the main route you'll see online is 10.5 miles, which I think is crazy for this mountain. I was like, I'm just gonna go straight up it. And that is a route that people do. It's, you know, the mountaineers who want to bag it and just get back down. Plunge stepping down was really great. I didn't have to put on the snowshoes, but finally, after 3 attempts, I actually got to break out the snowshoes and put them to work. So that was really great because they definitely helped get me up that mountain. I think I would have probably had to turn around because post holing was so bad at some parts. That helped me going down, but you know, going up. And then, gosh, the view at the top was gorgeous. You know, January has been kind of all over the place in terms of like quality of winter recreation here in Washington, but it has had a lot of the inversions of my dreams. It's just been beautiful, and that was no exception. I think the best part of the view is that view of Mount Daniel you get. Really, really pretty. It feels a lot closer than it is. So really, really loved that view, and really fun mountain. It's not a very impressive looking mountain, but you know, it's got the prominence, which means it's got the views. You do have to get close to the top for the views just because it's mostly wooded, so it's not like the most exciting scenic route, but you climb this one for the peak bagging and you climb this one for the view at the top. It was frigid, but I stayed warm, got back down to the car. Now I get to do a beautiful drive back over Snoqualmie Pass. So stay safe out there recreating in winter. Thank you so much for watching. And here are my favorite pictures from the trail today. Enjoy.